Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. EJ complains to himself in today's episode of Days of Our Lives about how frustrating it is to keep Rafe imprisoned in the tunnels, but he will eventually exact revenge on Jada. EJ tells Johnny that he was simply talking about Jada getting him fired when he gets in. Johnny responds that he is also on Paulina's nasty list. He and Sammy have forgiven each other innumerable times, and EJ urges him to try again with Chanel. EJ says it's to be eaten in his room when Johnny inquires about the tray of food. For the first time, an irritated EJ finds out that Johnny is going to Rafe's party. EJ fears that a drunk Arnold will wreck everything after Johnny leaves. Chanel is eating and looking glum on the couch at Paulina and Abe's when her mother arrives and announces that she is attending Jada's bachelorette party and that Chanel will be joining her. She's had enough of crying over Johnny, it's time to move on. Chanel throws up her hands and gets dressed after Paulina persists in pushing. When Gabby and Stephanie get out the Jell-O shots, they are preparing Steph's apartment for the big party. Stephanie receives one from Gabby before the game, followed by another, and the two begin an amazing evening. With the news that Child Protective Services is becoming engaged in Rachel's case, Sean is working diligently at the police department. After she expresses empathy, Sean prepares to depart for Rafe's bachelor celebration. Jada apologizes for the outburst, which neither of them anticipated. However, she is pleased that Rafe is so devoted and loving, particularly in light of her previous relationships. Belle arrives with an outfit for Jada to wear as she escorts her to her bachelorette celebration. Belle and Sean strike up a conversation about their separate parties as Jada leaves to change. After feeling a little uncomfortable, she dashes to see how Jada is doing. When Javi arrives home, he slams the laptop shut because Arnold is so busy searching for less savory watching material on it. Javi is giving him a bachelor party because he says he needs to unwind. Naturally excited by the prospect, Rafe then awkwardly remarks that Javi isn't participating in the lap dances, only to be informed that Rafe's cousin is gay. "I'm sorry." After rapidly changing, Arnold takes a shower in preparation for his lap dances. Javi is a little perplexed. Paulina returns to Stephanie's with alcohol and an apologetic Chanel. Stephanie reassures her that everything will be all right and that she will be reunited with Johnny. Getting into the Jell-O shots and drinking straight from the bottle for Chanel doesn't take long. Paulina attempts to intervene, saying, "Well, perhaps we should try to pace ourselves, baby." However, the bride-to-be interrupts the photos when Jada and Belle show up. As the other women grow more and more drunk, Chanel sits with an inflatable tube lifeguard and tells him that he's definitely a cheater too. The Jell-O shots are a big hit with them. Chanel, however, gets up, declares death to all straight, cisgender men, and then punches the inflatable one when they question whether the guys are enjoying themselves. Gabby gives Stephanie a second chance. Paulina tells her daughter that the poor lifeguard never hurt anyone and approaches her like a savage animal, saying, "Easy now." Stephanie then introduces the games, which consist of cards that ask you a personal question or compel you to take a shot. They are asked about hookups they regret in the first inquiry. Jeremy Horton is offered by Stephanie, but she still takes a chance. Have we mentioned how much the women adore the Jell-O shots? Paulina mentions 50 Cent, who lived in Miami. She only regrets that he stopped striking her after they had a good time together. Belle simply takes a shot, and Jada expresses remorse over her first high school band camp experience. After that, she shoots. Gabby's answer is simple: EJ DiMera. She was attempting to exact revenge on Stefan for his infidelity. Chanel interrupts and declares that all DiMeras are cheaters. With the exception of Belle, they all take a shot and toast to screwing EJ. Because EJ is also her most regrettable. Before Sammy scared EJ away, she was enjoying herself. "It's time to shoot!" "Has anyone in this room never had sex with my father-in-law?" Chanel queries. Everybody raises their hands. Was she sorry? Johnny, her nasty spouse. She launches into a tirade about Joy before claiming that she should have known since Johnny was demon-possessed. Jada is quite perplexed. Now what? When Belle expresses sympathy for her own property, the situation becomes even more difficult. Do you know what this party needs? Stephanie asks. An exorcism? Paulina's answer, a shift in perspective. Paulina offers to drive an extremely inebriated Chanel home after they buy a car, but she declines. She is enjoying herself. While waiting for the celebration to begin, Steve and Johnny enjoy a few beers at the Brady pub. Steve responds that Roman is in Chicago checking in on Rex when Johnny wonders if his grandfather is present. Steve tells him he's a terrific listener and that they already know what occurred with him and Chanel since he could have used some advice. Steve assures him that he made it through a lot with Kayla by believing in their love, so a mistake need not spell the end of their marriage. The next to arrive are Sean, Rafe, and Javi. The fictitious groom makes the decision that anything goes at the party, but as soon as EJ arrives, everything comes to a complete stop. EJ explains that he came to toast Rafe because he and he are trying to turn the corner, while Johnny, Steve, and Sean question why he is there. And to obtain an update on Sloane's progress. Rafe dismisses Steve's annoyance that Rafe took up a case without first consulting him. What's so important? According to Steve, the door bears both his and John's names. All right, buddy, relax. Steve becomes even more agitated by that, and Rafe insists on knowing whether he is in danger. Steve is pulled away by Javi and Sean, and Johnny advises EJ to leave, a suggestion Arnold supports. Arnold laments that his night has been wrecked when there are only the two conspirators left, but EJ warns him that playing this game with Rafe's closest friends is risky. You must remain focused on the goal. His sole goal is to assist EJ in retaliating against Jada. They argue till the men return with dinner and Javi says he's sorry he missed the show. A female police officer then arrives to inform the boys that their playing is finished. She informs Rafe that she is there to arrest him for identity theft as Sean tries to patch things up. He becomes quite uncomfortable. Despite his claims to be married, he is still unmarried. Then she begins to undress. The ladies all arrive as she begins to dance lap dances with Arnold while smuggling cash in her quickly vanishing clothing. Enjoying yourself? Jada queries. She's merely amused and instructs him to finish eating when he jumps up anxiously. Rafe replies he would want to dance with her in his lap instead. Sean asks Belle what happened to the party, Gabby yells at EJ for being there, and Johnny clumsily tells Chanel that he's shocked she's there. Now that he's Joy's problem, she tells him to screw off, removes her sunglasses, finishes a beer, and slams it on the floor. Sean claims to be the only sober person there when Paulina tries to pursue her. He is also aware of her struggles.